His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a phone call from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. They reviewed the historical fraternal relations between both countries, as well as the close coordination and cooperation between them in various fields. The talks also addressed the latest developments in the region, including the repercussions of the Israeli attack on Iran and yesterday's targeting of Iranian nuclear facilities by the US. Both parties affirmed the solidarity of GCC countries in these sensitive circumstances facing the region, emphasizing the need to exert all necessary efforts for restraint, avoid escalation, and resolve all disputes through diplomatic means. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa ratified and issued Law 28 of this year, approving the agreement between the governments of Bahrain and of Oman on the elimination of double taxation and the prevention of tax evasion and avoidance concerning income taxes, following approval by the Shura Council and the Council of Representatives. The agreement signed in Muscat on January 15th of this year is attached to the law. His Majesty also ratified and issued Law 29 for this year, approving the agreement between the governments of Bahrain and of Korea for the promotion and protection of investments, following an approval by the Shura Council and the Council of Representatives. The agreement signed in Manama on December 26 of 24 is attached to this law. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khaled bin Abdullah Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace. The cabinet stressed the importance of the visit of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, to Bahrain's Defence Force to review defence preparedness, as well as the visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to key security and civil institutions to review preparedness measures. It commanded His Majesty's address marking the 80th anniversary of the UN, highlighting Bahrain's election to a non-permanent seat on the Security Council for the 2026 to 27 term, marking its second time in history. This achievement reflects international recognition of Bahrain's diplomatic stature and its commitments under His Majesty's leadership to advancing peace and multilateral cooperation in line with the principles and foundations upon which the UN was established. The Cabinet congratulated His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister on the occasion of the upcoming Hijra New Year 1447 AH, wishing Bahrain and Arab and Islamic nations continued prosperity. It also commended the outcomes of His Royal Highness' official visit to the UK, during which he met with UK Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer. The visit witnessed the signing of the Defence Cooperation Accord and the second Strategic Investment and Collaboration Partnership. The Cabinet highlighted the long-standing bilateral relations between the two kingdoms and welcomed the UK's full participation in the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement following Bahrain and the US joint invitation. This follows a report submitted by the Minister of Finance, National Economy, which was reviewed by the Cabinet. It also welcomed the positive outcome of the meeting between the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work, Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and Russia's President Vladimir Putin. The Cabinet commended His Highness' participation and address at the St. Petersburg's International Economic Forum 25 and extended its appreciation to Russia for naming Bahrain as the official guest of honor. It noted that Bahrain's participation in the forum and accompanying exhibition reflects the growing cooperation and strategic partnership between Bahrain and Russia in many fields. This followed a report submitted by the Minister of Finance, National Economy, which was reviewed by the Cabinet. The Cabinet congratulated the Bahrain Council for Health Studies and Specialities, chaired by President of the Supreme Council of Health, Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, on receiving institutional accreditation from the Arab Board of Health Specializations. It extended its best wishes for the Council's continued success and progress. It then reviewed a brief submitted by the Minister of Interior, Chairman of the Civil Defence Council, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, on national preparedness measures and intergovernmental coordination for responding to civil emergencies in light of regional developments. It commended the proactive role of the Ministry of Interior and relevant security and civil agencies in preserving public safety and stability. It also followed up on the directives issued by His Majesty and orders from His Royal Highness regarding the repatriation of Bahraini citizens stranded in countries impacted by current international developments. The Cabinet emphasized the resilience and unity of Bahraini citizens, expressing pride in their sense of awareness and responsibility, which remains a driving force behind Bahrain's continued progress under all conditions. It affirmed that Bahrain remains vigilant in monitoring regional developments and reiterated the urgent need to mobilize all regional and international efforts to de-escalate tensions and military operations. It also called for the continuation of the US-Iran nuclear negotiations through diplomatic channels that support regional peace and security. It then reviewed the preparations by the Ministry of Interior and relevant authorities to ensure the smooth organization of events during Ashura, highlighting the importance of meeting the needs of local communities during this period. On the occasion of the International Day of Women in Diplomacy, the Cabinet lauded the significant contributions of Bahraini women in this field and their key role in advancing Bahrain's diplomatic initiatives. In observance of World Drug Day, the Cabinet commended the Ministry of Interior and all concerned security entities for their ongoing efforts to raise public awareness about the dangers of drug use and to safeguard the well-being of the community. The Cabinet then approved the following memoranda. One submitted by the Civil Service Council on the restructuring of several government agencies to enhance efficiency and performance. Another submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial and Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance concerning the 2024 annual report and audited financial statements of the Unemployment Insurance Fund. A third submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on implementing Housing and Urban Development Cooperation between Bahrain's Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning and the Ministry of Public Works and Housing of Jordan. A fourth submitted by the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture on the acquisition of real estate for public use to secure space for urban development projects. And a fifth memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs outlining the government's responses to 7 proposals and a draft law from the Council of Representatives, as well as a draft law submitted by the Shura Council. The Cabinet also took note of the following ministerial reports. On Bahrain's participation in the 48th extraordinary meeting of the Ministerial Council of the GCC, on the official visit by the Minister of Transportation Telecommunications to France, and on Bahrain's participation in the G20 Health Summit. The Council of Representatives Speaker, Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Parliamentary Division, Ahmed Al-Musalem, delivered a speech during the meeting of GCC Parliamentary Presidents with President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, in Abu Dhabi. Al-Musalem said that enhancing parliamentary dialogue between the two sides would contribute to building more effective ties and achieving advanced levels of mutual understanding. He said that Bahrain believes in the importance of enhancing close relations with the EU. He said that GCC countries have proven their abilities to achieve qualitative achievements in various fields in line with the principles of the EU, which increases joint cooperation. The Speaker expressed hope that this meeting will establish a more advanced stage of parliamentary work between Gulf region and Europe. He stated that the current regional developments impose an urgent responsibility on the international community to take steps to stop escalation and protect international peace and security. He stressed the importance of returning to dialogue and settlements through diplomatic means, noting that any military escalation will lead to more tension and destruction. The President of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Khalifa, received the pastor of Bahrain's National Evangelical Church, Reverend Hani Aziz. The President highlighted the bonds that unite the various components of Bahraini society, characterized by mutual respect and peaceful coexistence. He underscored His Majesty the King's commitment to advancing a culture of coexistence and religious openness, referring to the initiatives launched by Bahrain, which have met with great success, including the recently held held Islamic dialogue. He also highlighted the Bahrain Dialogue Forum, East and West for Human Coexistence, which received international praise for its role for encouraging interfaith dialogue. The Reverend commended the pioneering reform initiatives led by His Majesty the King. He also commended Bahrain's environment, which celebrates religious freedom and cultural diversity, reflecting the bright image of Bahrain's cohesive and tolerant society. The Survey and Land Registration Bureau launched its upgraded website, reinforcing its commitment to digital transformation and delivering efficient, transparent real estate services to citizens and residents and investors in Bahrain. The president of the Bureau, Bassem Al-Hamar, said that the new platform supports government performance and digital innovation by offering improved access to accurate, up-to-date real estate data and reports. He said that the website is developed in line with UN and international standards. The bilingual website features an interactive interface compatible with all devices, ensuring ease of use and enhanced user experience. It provides secure, comprehensive online services, including property restriction verification, electronic registration applications, transaction tracking, map and survey certificate requests, and specialized services for private surveying firms. A delegation from the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, led by its Secretary General, Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, participated in the 2025 UN Economic and Social Council Humanitarian Affairs segment in Geneva. The high-level event was attended by UN member states, UN agencies, international humanitarian organizations, civil society representatives, and the private sector. Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa said that Bahrain, through RHF's efforts, embodies the humanitarian values emphasized by the conference. He noted that these efforts follow the directives of His Majesty the King, who has made Bahrain a symbol of tolerance, peace, and a strong example of timely and respectful humanitarian action. He reiterated Bahrain's commitment to strengthening global solidarity, not only through direct aid, but by forging impactful international partnerships that coordinate efforts, anticipate crises, and ensure timely, effective humanitarian assistance. Following the decision to implement a remote working system in government entities, the Civil Service Bureau has announced that ministries and government agencies will return to normal working hours starting tomorrow, Tuesday, June 24th.
Dear citizens and residents, when hearing the first warning sirens while driving, kindly do the following. Continue driving and clear the left lane to open the way for emergency vehicles, civil defense, ambulance, traffic, security patrols to perform their duties. Listen to official media channels. Go to the nearest shelter center or take shelter in covered places until the end of the danger. Dear citizens and residents, if you are at home or work, kindly do the following. Be calm. Don't go out except for essentials and as per instructions and guidelines issued by competent authorities. When you hear the second warning siren, when the danger ends and situations are back to normal, the following procedure should be considered. Do not gather near affected areas for your safety and avoid hindering civil defense saving lives operations. Do not pick up objects thrown on the ground, even if they are familiar to you.
Bahrain has implemented temporary precautionary measures to ensure public safety amid current developments, as ministries and government institutions are continuing to operate normally, addressing changes according to efficient plans to enhance civil protection. We have more in this report.
In light of the rapid developments in the region, and based on Bahrain's proactive and preventative approach to enhancing the public safety system, a package of measures has been taken to raise readiness in emergency management, according to an integrated national plan. Within the framework of monitoring the environmental situation, the competent authorities continue to continuously monitor radiation levels around the clock, and the results have confirmed that no abnormal indicators were recorded in Bahrain's atmosphere, reflecting the effectiveness of the monitoring and early warning system. Based on the principle of prevention, the remote work system in ministries and government agencies has been activated by 70%, except for sectors whose work requires field presence, to ensure the safety of employees and the continuity of services. The Ministry of Education has also directed all educational institutions, both public and private, to activate digital platforms to ensure the continuation of the educational process within thoughtful precautionary measures. In the same context, government hospitals and primary health care centers continue to provide their services according to an integrated health system that maintains the quality of performance and the flow of service for all citizens and residents. Bahrain called on the public to activate the alerts and sirens through the My Government app in support of the civil protection system and to enhance the level of awareness and community response. These measures reflect Bahrain's firm commitment to safeguarding the health of the community and protecting the environment, within a proactive vision that places public safety at the forefront of national priorities.
Well, during the current circumstances, Bahrain has taken all necessary preparations to preserve electricity production, provide water reserves and ensure continuity of production. This comes as part of the kingdom's strategic and systematic plan to achieve water sustainability and develop the infrastructure of electricity production plants. We have more in this report.
In line with regional development, the Kingdom of Bahrain has activated the emergency plan in the electricity and water sectors as part of its proactive approach to ensure the continuity of essential services and secure the vital needs of all citizens and residents. The measures include strengthening water reserves and ensuring continuity of production, and ensuring that water and electricity demand is met efficiently in all circumstances, supported by ready contingency plans to ensure uninterrupted supplies. This comes within the framework of the implementation of the National Water Strategy 2021 to 2030, which is based on the concepts of integrated water resources management, improving consumption efficiency, wastewater treatment and reuse, as well as raising awareness on the importance of recycling grey water. The infrastructure of production plants, transmission and distribution networks has also been developed to meet the needs of major development projects and enhance the Kingdom's ability to meet growing demand efficiently and sustainably.
Part of the precautionary civil protection measures to enhance public safety, the General Notifications and Sirens Alerts feature is available on the MyGov app. To ensure you activate this feature, please update MyGov app through the official stores in iOS, Android and Huawei devices or bahrain.bh/apps. Then click on the settings at the bottom of the screen and enable the General Notifications feature, designated for emergency alerts.